What's good, y'all? You already know what it is, baby. This is T Paris, aka the Young Marvin Gaye. This rap shit, most original, most creative, most in tune with the times, and I'm sort of like your inspiration. And this is P's Perspective. But let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. I want to take a second and just say thank you, man. I want to say thank you for all the support that we've been getting. The likes, the comments, subscribes have been amazing these past couple weeks, man. And we couldn't do this without y'all. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Speaking of likes and subscribes, man, subscription. Please, y'all hit that like button. Cause y'all please hit the subscribe button. And for the comments, man, I love them. I love them. Please keep the engagement coming, man. The comments been amazing. Just last week, we had the topic of revolution. I spent a couple dollars just to promote the video, sponsored on Facebook. And wow, man, the feedback was crazy. We got like 5,000 views on that video. We got a lot of comments, man. The comments was dope because I got a lot of comments from people who I don't even particularly know. You know what I'm saying? Some of them went left, you know what I mean? A couple racist people. But we don't mind that, man. We love it, man. We in the spirit of going back and forth and debating and getting our perspective and our opinions out there. So I want to say thank you for that, man. To our normal people, you know what I'm saying, our consistent supporters, want to tell y'all thank you, because without y'all, none of this would be possible, man. A lot of y'all commenting on YouTube, Facebook, tparis.com, and you doing it consistently. Instagram, too. I don't want y'all to think that y'all going unnoticed, man. I really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Our topic discussion this week is going to be called self-care. I think with everything going on, it's important that we take a moment and just kind of like, check in with everybody, make sure everybody is good, I speak for myself for a hot second, it's been overwhelming. I work, I'm essential work. I work with ACS. I still got to, focus on my responsibilities. Family and friends reaching out, group chat, Zooms and all that. The youth that I mentor and I work with at work, texting, Zoom, workshops and stuff like that. And then just my personal time, same thing. And it's a lot, man. Sometimes I just want to put the phone down, man. I just want to turn social media off. Like, I don't want to discuss everything that's going on. I don't want to talk about, the rioting. I don't want to talk about police brutality. I just want to chill, man. I just want to relax. And if I'm feeling like that, I can imagine it's a lot of other people, feeling like that. So I just wanted to take a moment, let's check in. I see how everybody doing, check the temperature, check the pulse. And just, kind of recap what has been going on, these past, 6-7 weeks. We've been in the crib almost 2 months now, man. I want to say it was around the week of March 23rd, something like that, is when we started this. And we in June now, man. We in June. So we got March, April, May, going on 3 months this month, y'all. It's been challenging. So one thing that I thought about is, how can we get, other people to focus on themselves for a second? And those people who want to focus on themselves and don't really have any ideas of how to go about it, what can we offer? Solutions. We've been spending a lot of time talking about issues, a lot of time talking about things that, we feel strongly that we need to change. Now, let's come up with some solutions. So one of the first things that I think that will be important is to write. A lot of times the discussions that we having, the dialogues we having, they in person. We sitting down, communicating, verbally talking to each other. It takes some time to just write, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we write, we don't got to worry about what, the other person that we talking to or the other people we talking to feel or think. We just get it out there, So I challenge you to just have a free write, sit down and just talk about what's on your mind, what's in your heart, some of the things that you would like to see change, some of the things that you would like to address, but you don't necessarily have the courage, to address. Another thing that I would, offer, to reach out to somebody either younger or somebody older. Your life is a journey, It's a long, very, very long time period. And everybody didn't grow in the same generation. So I think when we talking to our peers, a lot of times our thoughts, our opinions, our perspectives are very similar. I would challenge you to talk to an elder, or talk to, one of the youth from a different generation and just get their perspective. It's not always about being right or being wrong. It's just about understanding and being able to hear where somebody come from and just getting a better understanding of why they feel the way they feel. So, reach out to some of the other generations and just get some, insight on what they think and what they feeling. The older people, just some of the things that they had to endure to get to where we are today. Do they feel like, some of the rallying and protesting and marching, if it was even worth it? Take a walk, man. Let's get in tune with nature, Nature's a powerful thing, man. You see the trees, you see the plants growing, the wind blowing, all of that stuff is controlled by nature, and it's things that are showing what it is to be a living, I don't want to say being, because they're not people, but organisms, so to speak, right? Plants and trees and stuff like that. They live, but they don't talk, they don't listen and things like that. Or pay attention, they still growing. So in some ways, you don't necessarily got to engage in everything that's going on in order for you to grow. It'll be a beautiful thing for you to be accountable and be a part of everything. But it takes some time, man. Separate yourself from human life and get in tune with nature, man. And that'll help to balance you, help balance your spirit. Let's get into some of this social media etiquette, right? A lot of the topics that we've been talking about have really correlated to what's been going on since the pandemic. And so if you're on social media day in and day out, that's pretty much what you're discussing too. We got a lot of people, family, friends, associates, and some of them, they blowing our minds, man. Racial comments, when we disagree, they getting very angry and hostile. Some people coming out the closet and saying stuff that they probably felt and believed a long time ago, and all of this stuff is taking place during social media. And so I want to challenge you or, give you some solutions on how to deal with that. Number one is deleting people. I think sometimes with social media, we have this sense of loyalty that because we grew up in the same community or went to the same school or worked at the same job or even engaged in some of the same social activities, that we got to be friends on social media. That ain't true, man. If you got people on your social media page with different ideologies and, they being disrespectful about it, or, you feel like it's just too tumultuous for you to have to endure every single day, delete them, man. There's no rule to say you got to be friends with anybody. Now, I include family in that. Get them off your page, man. Some positive groups, try to join some groups that, promote positivity, promote love, promote something positive for your spiritual, your spirituality. We got to try to find a way to balance all of this negative and I want to say angry energy, right? Because we all angry and bothered by what's going on with the police brutality and stuff like that. But don't forget, we got kids, we got family, we got friends, and some of them, not all of them, but some of them not even involved in what's going on, because that's not their cup of tea. But when you sit down and you talk with them, make sure that you're not bringing that energy from that, to a regular conversation. Sometimes it's overwhelming, it's a lot. If y'all need some groups, feel free to inbox me just off top. Go Talk, Griselda, Black Men Building. These are some of the groups that I've participated in. Always positive energy, positive feedback, great dialogue. We could, name a lot of others. If you got some positive groups that you think that people could join in, put them in the comments, man. Let people know some positive outlets. Something else, man, and this is, to the youth, this is to the elders, this is to the people my generation. Log off. You always got that option to log off, man. Don't allow people to bully you and get up here, renting space in your mind. Sometimes we got to just take a break from social media, man. You got a lot of people, on the inbox. They send you a lot of videos, police brutality, continuing the marching and all that. I got to be honest, man. I get tired of that, man. I don't want people in my inbox with these videos all the time. I don't want to see this stuff. Like, I live in the inner city community. I see this shit every day. I want to have some time where I could just focus on the trees, the plants, the little kids laughing and joking, the women being women, the men being men, just regular basic shit, man. I don't really want to talk about that and focus on that every day. I'm on the front line, so, please be mindful. You sending those videos, stay out of people's inboxes, especially if you ain't got nothing positive to add along to it. Another thing that I will offer is try to stay productive, right? Find different things, new skills, different ways to be great at work. Right now we focus on a lot of digital work. Some people working from home, a lot of workshops. Let's try to create new workshops. Let's create different, opportunities for young people who need some type of place to, sit down and talk about some of the things that they going on, some Zoom meetings. Try to be valuable to somebody other than, just your normal circle of people, man. Expand yourself, get out there, meet some new people, and try to help other people find different ways to engage. It's not always just got to be about what's going on in the immediate moment. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about the immediate moment, I'm talking about, the protesting and things like that. Some digital businesses, right? Got a lot of people I see out there, selling clothes and stuff like that, and that's dope. But some people don't want to, they don't want to engage in public. So let's try to find some ways to get these businesses on the digital platform, websites and stuff like that. I think that's a dope way to create black-owned businesses. I see a lot of people saying we got to support more black-owned businesses. I think that's a beautiful way to support black businesses. Help people to create a platform where online they can sell their merchandise, whatever that might be. Something else, join some organizations, right? A lot of people talk about philanthropy, being able to give back anonymously, being able to help people who are in need. There's a lot of organizations out there that's looking for people with positive energy. Join a positive organization, something that can help, lend some positivity to somebody other than yourself. Exercise, man, challenging people to exercise, build your immune system. It's important that I mentioned we're in summertime, right? And when they spoke about this, quote unquote coronavirus, the plandemic, however you want to look at it, we mentioned that in the heat, the virus couldn't survive. So it's summertime now. We're going to have a lot of 80, 90, 100 degrees days out there. But wintertime is coming, you know what I'm saying? And you know how viruses are, man. They stick around and they linger sometimes. So come wintertime, we want our immune system to be strong. We want to be healthy. For those out there engaging in the rallies, the marches and all that, hopefully this stuff don't end soon. But come wintertime, all the war, we got to change our strategies. We got to think about different ways to go about doing things. I promise you, in the wintertime, not so many people going to want to be marching and participate. And, for those that are out there doing that, you'll pay attention to the police. Every time we have a rally or a march, they got a different way of attacking us. Read some books, The Art of War, you know what I'm saying? We got to find different ways to be able to be productive and, in our approach and our attack, to some of the things that's going on. So just because summertime is coming, it don't mean that things get easier. It's going to get challenging. And I want you to think ahead, man. Think like it's a chess game, a couple steps ahead. I got some questions for y'all. I would like y'all to, give some insight on the questions. And I just want to talk a little bit about everything that's been going on. So, we spoke a lot about, Black Lives Matter, the movement, the rallying. We spoke about Dykeman, Latinos feeling like they're not black. We spoke about the black-owned businesses, the mom and pop joints, running through the community and all of that. I don't think we've touched on it, but I've noticed there hasn't been so much, police brutality since we've been marching. So maybe that's a good thing. Everybody is up, they passionate, they running around. I just want to say this to y'all, man, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but we got to stay sharp. We got to study. Something that I'm noticing a lot is a lot of people, sharing information, and it's just all based upon opinion. They don't got no real factual information behind it, man. That's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's very dangerous. We got to make sure that, whoever that we paying attention to is somebody that's credible, somebody that we believe in, and somebody that's going to lead us, to the promised land. I want y'all to remember, a lot of times in our history, we try to overcome some of these struggles that we're dealing with, whether it be police brutality, some other form of slavery or injustice. We've always had people who've infiltrated, our mission. And I just want to, remind people, man, keep your eyes open. As we marching and we rallying, my personal opinion, we're getting a little bit sidetracked from everything that's going on, man. I want to say that we started doing this, for George Floyd. But every day, I see something else, going on, and it's a little disheartening. But I don't want to, make it seem like people not doing something that's positive. It's still positive, but you got a lot of people that's out there with different and hidden agendas. So be careful about that. Drink plenty of water. A lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, green vegetables. Sea moss, vitamin C, vitamin D, kale, elderberry. The list go on, man. It's a lot of things that you could, put into your body to help build your immune system, man. Also build your mind, man. You read, get some strategies. And we're gonna continue to be going out there and fighting this fight. We gotta continue to educate ourselves, man. Come up with some strategies. I just kind of feel like it's a lot of, white people out there marching, which is a dope thing. It's dope. But I'm not too sure that we, out there marching just about police brutality. I think that a lot of this has to do with, trying to put an end to racial injustices, a lot of racism. And I'm not against that. I'm definitely not against that. But I think it's important that we stick to the police brutality, man. We ain't seen, a lot of police standing up saying how they feel about this and if they willing, to even make any change. It was an older man, 75 years old in Albany, he was pushed down by some police officers. And even though they penalized the police officer, like I want to say like 53 people on that force stepped away. So I'm not sure that, and all that we doing and a lot of change, has happened. Not yet. And change don't happen overnight, man. Y'all go and, do your research. Some of these revolutions last a long time, man. It lasts a long time. So I want y'all to remember, man, take a break, self-care. Think about your family, your friends, man. Reach out to people. A lot of people, you run in the streets marching and all that, but you ain't checking on family, man. Let's get to these questions, y'all. My first question is, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned through all of this? My second question is, what is your goal? What is our goal? What do we want to happen? Like, what is the end game? We out there marching, we protesting. In some areas, we looting. We getting our voice heard, but what's the end game? When do we know that we've made, an accomplishment, that we've got our voice heard and that we've basically, got whatever it is that we asking for, whatever that might be. I think that we need to, make it very clear what that is. So those people who out there every day, putting their life on the line, they understand that there is a goal and there is an end game. And my last question is, when did the fight inside of you start? When did it become passionate for you? This whole revolutionary spirit. I think that's important too, because everybody started a different place. But as you start to pay attention, we start to gain more and more followers, more supporters. So I think it's important that if somebody inspired you and made you want to get on board, that you say thank you to them, man. I want to say thank you to all of y'all, everybody been tuning in. Appreciate all the love, all the support. I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's in good, positive spirits. Take care of yourself, y'all. Self-care is important, man. Self-love. It's T. Paris, man. Peace, perspective. Toast to the town. Peace.